Greetings and welcome back to Carnivore Confidential. I'm Dougie the Butcher. Sous vide. Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably already know or have heard of it, but perhaps you haven't tried it. So that's what we're all about today. I've got some huge ribeye steaks. I've got company coming over for dinner, and I'm going to do them in my sous vide immersion circulating cooker. Now, just a word about sous vide quickly is basically it's just a French word that means, the literal translation is under vacuum. But sous vide is so much more than that. What it is it's a method of cooking something where you cannot possibly overcook it because the product that you're cooking cannot rise above the temperature of the vessel it's being cooked in. And in this case, it's a warm water bath or a hot water bath. And you simply season your steaks, put them in a Ziploc bag or vacuum seal them. Remove all the air from the bag, slip them in the water, start your timer, and come back in 2 hours or 4 hours for that matter. If you've ever been to a large banquet hall and had dinner served, like 600 people served, a big wedding or something like that, and everybody gets their meal at the same time and it's all cooked the same way and it's all hot, sous vide cooking. It's all kept in a warm water bath until it's time for service, and then they plate it and whistle it out to the tables for people to eat. So come on along for the ride. If you're not familiar with it, it's become very, very reasonable for the home cook to own one now. When I first started looking into sous vide cookers, there was something called a sous vide supreme or sous vide supreme, but it was north of $600, and that was just out of my budget. But they've become very, very much more reasonable. I'm not sponsored by and I don't make any money from Anova, but it's the Anova brand that I use, and I love it. So come on along, folks. You're gonna enjoy this. I've got friends over for dinner, and we're gonna sous vide some steaks and finish them off on the barbecue. Thanks for coming by. Greetings and welcome back. Okay, like I already explained to you downstairs, the whole definition and the process of sous vide. I'm just going to go ahead and season up my steaks for tonight, and then we'll move on downstairs and I'll show you the sous vide bath, the water circulator that I have, and short and sweet. All right, so my go-to spice is again a Clubhouse bulk spice. It's just garlic plus. It's got salt and pepper and garlic obviously and a few other neat things in it. But I like it, and it works well on everything, including beef. So we're just going to liberally put it on here. You can see I've got 4 Ziploc bags already set up, ready to use for the sous vide. Now, you can use vacuum sealer bags and actually vacuum seal the bags themselves, but I like these. They work well, and they're cheap. The vacuum sealer bags I find quite expensive, and if I don't have to use them to freeze a lot of bulk food, then this is the way I go. I've also got some extra virgin olive oil on here. Not that it really helps with anything other than not sticking on the grill when we sear them after they come out of the sous vide and they're already finished cooking. But we're just going to put a nice hot sear on them on the grill. So that's it, folks. One at a time. These go in these bags. As you can see, I've folded the tops down so that you don't get any marinade or seasoning on the seal itself, because that compromises the seal that you get in your Ziploc bag. And when we go downstairs, I'll show you my setup downstairs. The way you get the air out of these is you can either suck it out with a straw, zip it half all the way across, put a straw in there and suck the remaining air out. Or you can exclude the air by dipping it into the water right down to the water line and zipping it across, and that pushes all the air out of the bag. But I'll show you that when we get downstairs, okay? So come on back for that. All right, folks, this is my immersion circulator setup. It's just a food-safe container with a lid that my wife bought for me. I cut a hole out through with my jigsaw. The lid is really important because evaporation is a real concern when you're doing sous vide cooking like this. And any water loss at all could, over a long period of time, over a long cook, could shut your machine off. It does have an alarm on it, and it won't continue to run if the water's gone. But just use a lid. So anyway, like I said, I got a lid. Quickly to show you how to take the air out of these things. Again, zip it up almost all the way. Almost all the way to one side. All right, and then stick it in the water, down to the level of the Ziploc, right at the water line, and then close it off. And as you can see, all the air has been pushed out, and the steak sinks. So we can fast forward through the rest of these, but I've got 4 to do, and I'm just going to do them now. The water's not hot yet because it's only noon, and I only need a couple of hours on this cook. And so I'm going to leave these guys in this cool water until it's time to turn the immersion circulator on and get it up to temperature. And then I'll remove them, get it up to temperature, and then add them back when it's at temperature. All right, so there you can see they sink. With the lid on, it looks like this. Oops. I've got my clamp that goes on like this. My immersion circulator goes in like so. And I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't have any particular allegiance. I don't get paid to support or endorse anything, at least not yet. But this is a Nova. I liked it so much I bought 2. Actually, the reason why I bought 2 is the first one I cheaped out on the first one. I didn't buy the Bluetooth version. This one's Bluetooth, and it's, I mean, I can set it and forget it and do and manipulate it with my phone. So anyway, that's it. As you can see, you just set the temperature on the dial right here, right? I'm going for 130 degrees, which is a sweet spot for medium rare for me. And then all you do is turn that on, and as you can see, the steaks will start moving around because the fan or the impeller. Or impeller, I'm not sure, I think it's an impeller. Yeah, propeller would be external, impeller would be internal. So the impeller's turning, and as you can see, these guys are moving around. And the temperature is actually rising, but right now it's 73.67 degrees, but I don't want to cook them, I don't want to start my cook, so I'm going to turn this off and just let them sit in the cool water until it's time for me to, well, I'll take them out, bring the water up to temperature, up to 130 degrees, add them, and start my timer. All right, that's it, folks. Thanks for hanging out. All right, welcome back, folks. As you can see, we got a $1.30. We've been maintaining that for the past 2.5 hours. The beauty of sous vide, like I said before, is it can never overcook. If we weren't ready to eat right now, which we kind of sort of are, we have some sides to make and stuff, but if we weren't ready to eat right now, the beauty of sous vide, like I said before, is that it will hold this at a $1.30, which is a perfect medium rare for me. That's my sweet spot. Indefinitely. Now, you can't do that for days and days and days because it'll just turn into mush. But the crazy thing is that this has been 2.5 hours in here. 2.5 hours from now, it will still be the same. It cannot overcook because, I mean, think about it. This product in here cannot rise above the temperature of the vessel it's being cooked in. And it's being cooked at 130 degrees. So even though 130 degrees is medium rare for me, it will stay medium rare. Pink, edge to edge for, well, not ever, but that's the beauty of sous vide. So anyway, the next thing to do is I'm going to take these out of here. We're going to pat them dry. We're going to sear them on a uber hot grill. And that's dinner. So we'll bring you back for that. And thanks for staying around, folks. And welcome to the beauty of sous vide. The magic, the sous vide, blow your mind magic of sous vide. Get busy. Welcome back, folks. Okay, so we've got them out of the sous vide. As you can see, they look pretty anemic. I'll show you. Very anemic. They're completely cooked, 130 degrees internal temperature, which is my sweet spot for medium rare. What we're going to do now is we're going to put them on an uber hot grill. As you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, I'll zoom in for this, but it's like over 800 degrees. And what we're going to do is we're going to just put some cross hatch marks on them, just to make them a little bit more appealing to eat. So here we go. One, two, three, and 4. Set your timer, folks, because we don't want this to go much more than about 1.5 minutes per side. So we're going to do that right now. Stop my timer. It's going to go 1 minute because I can't do 1.5 minutes on this timer. And then we're going to move them a quarter turn, and then we're going to flip them and then move them a quarter turn, and then they're off and they're on our plate. So come on back for that. Sous vide, final prep. Put some cross hatch marks on the steak. You guys are going to be impressed. If you haven't tried this yet, you need to. Get out from underneath that rock, get out of your cave, go try sous vide. It's amazing. Stay hungry, folks. All right, so we've just taken them off the grill. Got some crazy beautiful hash marks on there. I hope that one's not too hot, but we're gonna see. And we're gonna start slicing. So let's get busy here. I know we got a little bit of carryover cooking, but that's only because they were on the grill. There's no carryover cooking involved with sous vide because it is the temperature it is when you take it out of the cooker and it doesn't change. So let's see what we've got here, folks. Ooh, that's hot. And what we have is sous vide ribeye, king of the carcass steaks, flash seared on the barbecue after they came out of the sous vide immersion cooker. And if you guys haven't tried this for yourselves, you really need to. It is so awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Please like and share and subscribe. Hit that little icon down in the right-hand corner of my, way down there, the right-hand corner of my my video. You'll see my my logo. That's the subscribe button. Please hit it and share with your friends. Thanks for coming by, folks. See you next week.